Hello and welcome to North German country. It is a lovely map. It is. I really did. Ooh, am I bashing into a tree? Oh, I was actually a light. Yeah, it's just. Yeah, this is going to be busy because we've got all of the straw to pick up now. I'm hoping that the big trailer being over that side of the field can actually cope with a bit of. Yeah, being put into there. I've got this side. I can stick it straight into the storage. We're going to need as much straw as possible, so this is going to be useful. So I'm hoping we get a real good bumper. Now, this is something I never thought. Oh, no, I did. No, I did. I only put the apron of the shed at the back and sides. I deliberately thought about the fact that the pipe and that needed clearance on this that little mini shed, you could say. Yeah, I'm deliberating on them all as to whether or not this is going to become a thing on all of them, because I just think, well, especially for a start from scratcher, you don't get many sheds. I thought, well, if you build a shed into every single one of your things, you could then start to think about like position of your buildings more for having a shed in the middle, which would be quite useful. So yeah, again, I know I'm not really one of those who worries about how things look so much, which gets me into quite a bit of trouble. So it's more about functionality with me. So yeah, again, I would probably would I offer two models? It would make the i3D large. Well, you people don't have to use it, do they? It's true, but I mean, again, I'd always love to hear from yourselves. Is that a bad idea? So include that. Is it something that would put people off? And so I should leave it, or do you like it? Yeah, I mean, it's a bit. The first time I saw it, I was still like a bit, well, it's a bit strange. But I thought, well, yeah, it is, but it's not really about like that kind of thing. It's about, well, is it good? Has it a good function? Is it useful? That's what I was sort of thinking. Even though I was like a little bit like, not sure about it, at all. But yeah, I do love this. I do really enjoy using this, whizzing around the field with this. Again, this one's been in the mod hub already for testing and got thrown out without any explanation a long time ago. In fact, almost when the very first one of these by Dr. Julia was invented. So I put like sides on mine, which you can see do actually fill. But Giants threw it straight out. Yeah, there's another one of these been released very similar to this. One thing I'd like to do is to see if I can make it go higher a little. Yeah. I am a little bit wondering as to whether I do one without the extension as well, that it doesn't actually move, and that I could make the section a little bit bigger. But also at that point, I think I would like it to go a little higher. Is what I'm sort of deliberating about at the minute. I do like this, but I also think the fact that I have made it into almost a vehicle. It's more for convenience of jumping into it than anything else. It really is not about. It doesn't sort of fool the game in any way. It just means it appears as a tractor on the game, which means due to the convention that the game uses, it means you can jump into it, and that's the only reason it was done. But yeah, I've already tried. So this is another one that's really pretty much ready to rock and roll, and is not much worse than all those others that other people have done. I just thought it was the most convenient thing. There was a couple of things missing. You can see its storage. I've sped up the speed. Now this new one was made into a vehicle that's got an engine, and now this has got an engine. We all know this is cheeky, but then Giants made it like that. So I don't think I'm any more cheeky than the actual Quantum itself, which is obviously powered, but you never have to fill it up. Yeah, this person's put a battery in it. So I personally am quite happy with the fact that this goes on forever. I've sped it up a little because it does crawl around the field, some really quite slowly. And I always think, well, if you were to do this, you could put a little go-kart engine in it, or a faster motor. I just think, to be honest, I'm one of those modders who thinks, well, I would like to make this like I would like to use it. Yeah, like Mac Trucker and a lot of the big modders that like really do things so that people can use them and use them well. That's the way that I like to mod, as if like I would want this exactly as I would want it to please everybody. You know, like. So yeah, that's always my premise. of any of my mods. And also, I like it to sort of be realistic in so much as within reason. I think, yeah, I've just in the... I think almost all modders at the minute have gone ridiculous. All of us have, and we've all done it for good reason, so that you can have a single header that does everything, like all of the vegetables, all potatoes, all onions and things like that. Trouble is, such a thing is almost impossible. Not impossible. I'm sort of working on something that I think probably would work in real life because it's adjustable. Now, there's a certain amount of adjustment with like headers. Now, beat headers are the worst. They are the ones that are the most special. So they really are almost impossible to do with something else. You can do them with potatoes, but the headers that they used to make that were sugar beet and potatoes still subject to damage the beets a little. So therefore reduced the sugar content. And obviously if you're in sugar beet, like the thing you want the most is you want a good yield. That's the entire reason that you're doing the beet harvest. You want your crop to be the best, and you want it to to please and to get more money. As a simple, you want to make sure that your crop is the best, the biggest that it can be. So therefore they gradually did away with the fact that they did potatoes as well, and they actually went and only did sugar beets because they're so specialist. So although you could use, now the ones that are true, onions again, they're a bit unique. They're a bit similar to sugar beets, but you could possibly, with the right kind of harvester, adjustments could be made. They already make row adjustments. All harvesters make adjustments for the sowing rows, you know, the widths of the rows. That's already built into the machines. There's got to be that kind of versatility. But the ones that you can have the same are carrots, beetroots and parsnips. So that is quite true. They are done as, and all other families, of course, we don't have a lot of these in the game. So the things that we could do, peas and things like that, again, they've just been rolled in for easiness of, like, you could probably, again, I've not done much research on the peas and the spinach and, yeah, the new vegetables in comparison to the old vegetables. Yes. Again, the harvesters that we have in the game, I understand why that all of us have modded things that will do that. No, that's just C. Yeah, this should work straight into this. And this is a working trailer that I have no idea why all of a sudden it would stop working with bulk as it should do. It has worked on lots of others, so I don't understand why it wouldn't do the Wow, what is up with that? That is really bizarre. I have no idea why that is not working. Yeah, I've never had it not work before in any other Let's Play. Ooh. Oh, we're stuck. You should have known, but I should. It may look like a tractor, but its wheels can easily get stuck. We need okay, we need recovering. Oh, in fact, you could actually do. Is it because this has not got a PTO that the game won't... yeah, but it shouldn't have stopped it being loaded into. It just would stop it being unloaded. But it is possible. It's possible that if, like, that's... Yeah, I've never had it not work before, is my point. Oh, this doesn't like that either. Okay, so let's recover that then and take that over there. It is possible that perhaps the game sees it like that. Apologies, I'll just switch the cameras off for a minute to allow myself to have a coughing fit. Oh dear, I am almost over me COVID. It's still hanging on, but yeah, I'm still a little bit erratic with the posting schedule, but I sort of at least managed to do every other night. God, it's really struggling with this. I wonder if it is the PTO, as whether that's the reason it can't be filled. It could be, I suppose. I've nearly finished my car barn. Finally, I'm hoping to get that put in the mod hub tomorrow to get the finishing touches done later. A few little tiny tweaks to do. I'm sort of happy it could go in now. A lot of modders do that. They'll release it when they know it's really nearly done. There's no errors, but it's not quite. Right, so let's grab the big tractor. Now we've got to get over till September before we cut the grass. And we have now got the mower. You know, even though we have got a mower, we've got the mower that windrows as well. So let's just grab this, drop this off, and we are going to go and I think this can have a faster engine as well. I think this can actually be faster now. I think Mack Trucker made it even. Is this the Mack Trucker version, or is it just true? It could just be the Magnum. I'm not sure. We have still got a lot of straw on, haven't we? This is a good harvest. Yeah, it does sort of, if you think about it, although I talked about the farmyard being over this side, it does, I suppose, yeah, no, it does, but we could still switch that around. I was always centering the Let's Play around the field that way, but really we could easily shift over this side, get rid of our original field and move the self-sufficiency over this side, because it does make sense. That's why I put everything over here. It's the center spot was always around the farmyard, the working farmyard, but we could change that. It doesn't necessarily have to be that way. So it's true we could shift that and like the buy points and move them all over that sort of way. Are there any fields that way? Thinking about central points, we shall have a look. It's amazing how it looks. You look really so close and yet you're not necessarily. Yeah, let's have a quick look then. Oh, there's plenty. Yeah, but it is a bit of a strange one because there's a river. Although there is a bridge. Yeah, I know, but it is a bit. Cows will be there. There's 57 and 58. So they are fairly big fields as well. When you look at 45, which we know is a big field, and we could do 46 as well. If we could get on the road, you could literally join that straight there. Well, I think there's a bit of height. You've got to remember this is a tall bank. So yeah, we shall see. We shall see if it's possible or not. Yeah, so I'm not sure if this is Mack Truckers or not. It could just be the normal Magnum and it could be coloured black. I'm sure it was Mack Truckers. Oh, I've switched off. I love swizzling around with this. It is amazing. I do. It's one of them things that so every single time I use the mover, it always gives me great pleasure. Whizzing around the fields. I love whizzing around on its own, really, but I still love it's that boyish thing of it skidding around, which I love. It just makes me feel like a kid again. So it's one of those things I really do love, and again that's something that I wish to sort of share with other people, because it is just, there's some mods, aren't there, that just make you feel like that, and this is one of the few that I've had in the game that actually makes me feel like that. So if it makes you feel like that, I think, well, why not? Let's celebrate it. Oh no, it is going in, only very slowly. Is it? Why is it showing the animation of? Oh, we filled it. It could be that. We could have filled it. It might be that exact thing. We have indeed. We have filled it. Okay. Oh, saving. In that case, we're going to need to. Let's just try that theory then and see, is it to do with the fact that the PTO is not in use? Yeah, now we have that lorry. Now that does have PTO, I believe. I think that's got the full shebang, because it appears that all of our... Where are all of our track? I think they're all at the store, I think. But this one, the man will do, I think. I'm sure this has a PTO as well at the back. This is really quite a proper tractory type thing. So if this, well, we shall see if the PTO jumps onto it or not. I mean, of course, we have got the telehandler that also has a 3-point now at the back. So it does indeed have a PTO. I thought it did. Right, okay. So was it that? Because I've never known this not to work. And it's supposed to be bulk, so it can literally handle anything. No, I would say that's definitely over there. If anything, too far. But well, that is a little bit odd. It is. Well, we need to put a silo down, so it looks like we're going to have to do that right now. It does. That is quite... what are we going to put down? I'm trying to think if this is sort of going to be the centre spot, is not going to be far off actually at the edge of this very field. We could actually do it on the edge of here. And I suppose you could... trying to think for the future. Would I do this? Would I do that? Doesn't hurt. You can have field silos anyway, so let's just stick a bit of a field silo on the edge of this. So we're going to go corner production silos from about there. Doesn't need to be terribly big because corner silos are not terribly big. Let's just level that out. Excellent. About 22,000. 22 or 27. Remember, I think whiskey. That's a standard production. I want the corners are a little bit more. Huge corner. We also don't very often need it to have its load and unload, but I think that's about right. Yeah, no, that's about perfect. That is. That's more like it. Excellent. I do love the cobbles. Yeah, there's 2 or 3 different varieties. Well, very, very quite amazing. Yeah, so it's good to be on the back on the map. I really did feel it. This was a beautiful map that I really sort of felt it when I came on. I thought, I really do like this. This is a real cracking map. An awful lot has been done. It just felt very well done. There's a couple of things, obviously, that I'm not... Yeah, like, that I didn't like the fact the fence just came back and stuff like that, but that can happen on anything. Sometimes it's game mechanics itself, so do you hold that against the map maker? Not really. I just don't think that would be fair at all. And then there's nothing, I don't think there's ever a perfect map, no matter how... Oh, I think there's a few bits of swath still on this that perhaps we missed. As thorough as I thought I'd been, I don't think I was quite as thorough as I thought I had been. If that makes any sense at all. careful you don't. I was always trying to think spatial awareness with this, because it's obviously got a big thing that whacks behind any trees or anything high. Just sort of every time I use it, I always try to think spatial awareness, spatial awareness. The thing I do love about this is like trying to like figure out where you would swing round, because it obviously swivels like that, and occasionally you can get it where you like whiplash it into place without too much effort, which is a quite nice feeling. Oh. So why did that not unload? I can't quite have been in the right place. Yeah, it's a 2D thing, isn't it, really? Always, you know, like, it doesn't ever feel... Yeah, so that must be a proper swath. One that we missed. To be honest, if we only missed one swath, we did well, because it was very, very confusing. I'm not sure if that first one is a swath, but it had gone wrong. No, it's straw. Yeah, we went over with the... Colossus header, which we'd have lost the entire harvest. So thank goodness for Chris S and Riley S for like saving the day with there. Oh wow, we missed another one as well. Now that one, like that was one that's a Colossus header, a Colossus run. You're full. It's not. Pay attention to your hopper being full. I don't think you'll find that it's gone wrong. It's just there's no room at the inn, which that's a separate matter. That's the human error. Yes, I've still not finished with this, but I've so many mods on the go. I'd like to work on the articulated tractor, which I've got to go back to my backup, because the model that's should be working now is just totally broken. Does not even steer or anything like that. It's just gone totally wrong, just because I mucked around with the wheels a little bit. I'm sure we're about to hit the actual silo. It's hard to tell. So now let's see if we can pick this straw up, or is it? I think it is a proper swath of straw. Yeah, I don't think it's just me being me. And the more the merrier with the straw. We do need quite a lot. So again, this is another thing that's obviously been heavily nerfed. It was a really quite generous amount of straw. Whether the Giants have adjusted things because it was too generous, I'm not sure, but there's a lot of adjustments been made that I've noticed as we sort of went along, and one of them was that how much straw I used to get and how much straw I actually get now. It's completely different. Of course, there are some crops like wheat that seem to I don't know whether that is true, whether you get more straw from wheats. I know the straw producing ones, even though I've got the additional straw mod, it does seem that wheat, and I don't do barley very often unless I'm doing me whiskey factory, which it's about time I did that. I haven't done it for ages. Excellent. No, that's a swath. That one really is a swath. Will we get this all in one? That is the question. We missed another bit of swath just there. Well, the thing is, we can't pick it up either, because obviously I sent the header that was working. Whether it was, as I said, it was a bit of an error. We ought to start getting this field prepped. We've got stone pickers. Have we got a plough? I haven't seen one anywhere, but this is me, Mr. Unperceptive. No, one more. Fantastic. We also ought to order. Now we've got a square bale collector. So we could do the square baler. That's what we should look for. I don't have them very often, the square baler, so we ought to... Yeah, we'll have a good look. Oh, I actually got that. It just passed over it. I know we don't need a baler, we've actually got this, but we have got the baler. And I think that baler loader was broken when I was on here, where it has been fixed now. Yeah, G866 mods, it was broken for a while, it didn't refold, so it was in that position down all of the time, and it didn't actually pick up either. So that's been fixed a long while back, and that now works. So we could indeed grab that square baler and grab that square bale collector, and we could grab a square baler too. It's not, although it's not terribly important, if I'm honest. Yeah, of all the things, if we're going to go into organic stats, we're going to need to get a hoe because we can't spray. We're going to need a have we got the... No, we need a slurry spreader as well. If we're going to make the change, we're going to need to do that ASAP. So we need to get some things ordered. Right, let's just check. Have we got the lizard 10.5 meter plough that I take? Or was it... That's true, actually. Did it drop? It might not have actually been around at the time that this was... It was one of those things that... it's true, it might not have been. So let's... I can't remember what the rules were for this. I'm really hoping that... we're not breaking the original rules. It's a long time since I actually set them, so I don't think we've got anything too special. Besides, it's most of the time I'll say like this is allowed anyway, so let's grab that. Oh, I'd forgotten that we'd actually done that. So whereabouts did that actually go? Oh, right across. Okay, okay. That was unintentional. Let's reset it, because that was when we were mucking around with the swather header, which does make sense. I want to repair this edge of the field, and then we shall set this going. I still can't believe 92,000 litres of wheat. This is a big field. Right, so let's get rid of this bit of damage. So that, again, this is what I'm wondering, is this what caused the grief for us? Because it was obviously a little bit strange. And it is quite possible. Let's take our great fields off, because I don't want the worker doing mayhem. And let's set this going. On this, I think we've got a couple of items on the edge of the field, so let's shift those out of the way quickly. Oh, how many things have you got on the field? Let's just go over to there. And you as well. Yeah, I'd be glad when we do the farmyard, because we do need to stick some sheds down. It's sort of like, again, this is the nomadic stage of like start from scratch, where you're like, yeah, it's really is messy, very messy. So let's grab this last thing off. So I think what I'm going to do is, just in case it's something wrong with the actual the trailer, I'm going to reset it in case it really is like something silly like that, where it's been done wrong. But that's definitely got like PTO and everything, so set that back just in case it's something silly like that. Excellent. Right, we shall see if that's hopefully going to work at some point. Right, so then let's grab so we're doing the plough. 212,000. So really, there's not a lot we can actually do other than going through, because we've set going the plough. We need to go through to September to do our final cut, which is, yeah, we do need to do. So let's just check the sales. I know we did get them, but things do drop. Let's go through till about 2 o'clock in the afternoon. Or maybe 4. Do you know, seriously? No. I'm happy with that. Let's let that lot go. Let's go through till about 6, 7. Ooh, I've not bought a light, have I? No, we need to buy the light, which has become my constant companion on every Let's Play. This is one that I took out and didn't recognise the value of it, like the gain that you get from the hands-free. And yeah, switch it on, get ready. It's just amazing because you can go in and out of vehicles and it still stays on, which is brilliant. You don't realise how useful it is until it's gone, and then I went back to a normal one and I thought, oh, actually that was really quite good. That's another Sublevamos. We will buy it and we shall see of the two of them which one is worth we can't afford it. I'd love to have a second one. I would. I was just thinking in my own thoughts. Now we do need one of these. We definitely don't need any of those. Definitely not. We'll grab that as well. It actually wouldn't make a bad thing for the lorry, but again, we can't really afford all of these things at the minute. We are very, 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 very poor. So poor that we can just afford that, actually. Yeah, we will do. I will actually have to order the thing. I will stick to my normal rules, which are like that, you know. Ooh, how did I move that like that? All right, let's have a look. Which one of the Sublevamos is worth the most? And we're going to sell the one that is actually worth more. So Lizard Sublevamos. It's called a Pterodos 540 steel. So that one is the old one. Let's have a look. Which one is it? It's the new one. Okay, so then we shall sell this one. It's a shame because it's a really, I mean, that was a very, very good price. But it is, as in most things in life, it's timing. It is, whether that's a good or bad or whatever, really. It's, you just cannot always have what you would like. Alright, so then, what else? We've got a few, no, that lorry back we're keeping. That tractor's good, we're selling that. Anything else? That's a Sublevamos we're keeping. Most of this is to keep. Nope. So we've just got that one thing to... no, they're random as well. I would like it because it's true. It'd be very, very useful for us because the lorry hasn't really... And also we've got the silver that can pull them too, but we shall see what we're left with. But I don't think we can... I don't think we can afford to have it at the minute, which is a shame. We have got the dolly, haven't we, as well? Yeah, we were a bit too low without selling that as well. Well, that's what I call the danger sort of. But if you're ever doing the buying and selling, I always like at least 300,000 or 400,000 in the bank. It's very, very dangerous when you're down at 200,000 or less, because you're going to miss all of the real sweet spot things that are 250, 270, 300, 400,000 occasionally, because they're the ones that are going to bring in the big bucks when you sort of do that. So yeah, if we're keeping the Anna Burger, which I'd like to, just need to order the back, and we also need to order a hoe, but again our money is a little bit the low side. Excellent. Now then, I'm not sure the best approach for this. Wow, struggling a bit. Right, fantastic. Let's go through till about 12 o'clock at night. Yeah, we do need to order a few things. A little bit of a mediocre tickle, but like you can't win them all. Standard header, and it's way too big as well. Yeah, for like the little, for what we've got, the harvester, they're not way too big if you've got a powerhouse. But right, so let's go through till about 4 o'clock. Or maybe even 5. Ooh, okay, that's not bad. That's the one thing that we've got that is. So we'll buy that and we'll crack on till 9 o'clock in the morning. And do it. I'm trying to think. I think we will do the time lapse of the grass cut, because I don't think there's been enough of a session to actually warrant. Ooh, what are you doing? What are you doing? 11 o'clock in the morning? Seriously? Oh, wow. The Daman. I was trying to like work out the other day how the proper pronunciation of this was. I was saying Danman, and it's not, it's Daman. Right, so we can't afford the last thing. We're going to have to come back for that one. Right, so let's get this little lot sold. I tried to mod this. I tried to make it into to put strap support on it, and I realised that you can't. It really, and that's why the modders have never done it with this particular type. Yeah, I always wondered. I was like shocked at Black Sheep modding. No, you need to be in there. Why he didn't put straps on his forklift that he did, and I realised that he didn't do it because you can't do it. It's like, oh, okay. Why is that not? Are you in the tracks, but yet we can't see you? It doesn't seem to like, if you're a little bit, I do wish, this is one thing that has infuriated me literally since coming in. It would be nice to know where the location was. It's not really enough to know it's inside here, because it's fairly obvious. Probably that line, which you can see, but how do you know that line is supposed to be what is important? It looks like that line is important, but how are you supposed to know that? Because it's just as those lines are everywhere. Yeah, it's, you know, you can't read a modder's mind. That's my point. I love it when the modders or map makers make it easy on you like that, because there's a lot to take in it. We all know they've spent a lot of time, and we want to enjoy our time on their map. And it can easily stress you out if it's one of those farms that, or one of those maps that's really quite difficult. Because the modder's really clever, but like they're not very clever at like communicating to you, the player, where everything is supposed to be. And this to me is quite an important thing. Ooh. Why did that just suddenly like stop? Huh? Why, oh why can we not drive forwards when it's fairly obvious that we haven't made a mistake? Well, that's a bit odd. Do you think? Just a little. Definitely a little strange, that one. Right, okay, let's set this, get this sold. Well, now we really do need to replace our flatbed. Because I don't think we did. So let's do that now. We did sell it, but I don't think we replaced it. I was hoping to get this done, but I'm not had time yet. I've been working on the car shed, and I will be working on the car shed later as well to make that finally fix. It's about time I actually fix things properly. So 1,770. Oh, that is. Yeah, that is right. Yeah, the newer one is broken. Well, it shouldn't be, but it is. Right, so we need the mower, which is the black one, sticking on top of this, and we'll take it across for the swather to start doing the grass, because it should be, yeah, the last. Now then, we can grab the mover. I think we'll look for a square baler over the winter. So let's grab this. Which may need repairing. We'll repair it over by the field, I think, because it's easier to get to than going in the... so planters are doing amazing for... Yeah, got two beautiful ones, the Mack Trucker one and the Valtra, which actually is a Massey this time. Right, remember to put it on the trailer enough that we can get it straight off. Like, that's probably too terrible. Ooh, okay. I didn't think of that. Oh no, I don't somehow think we're going to get away with that one. But let's see. It's leaning a little bit. Well, it wasn't quite that bad. We could stick something else. No, let's just try and see if we can do it. We need to start the mower mowing. The swather. I mean, that's another good thing about the swather, is the fact that, now be careful, concentrates. So you like need to be heavily over to the left, because it's now a very, very wide vehicle. Yeah, the swather obviously can cut grass as well, so it really does make it a very versatile. There's something that I've actually started to use quite a lot, the swather, recently, to bring it into quite a few Let's Plays. Not, you know, I mean, even if it's just for the mower. By the time you've bought the swather, and if you buy in the sales with a used equipment mod, you frequently pay in 50,000, and the headers are very, very reasonable, to the point you've got a 9.2 metre windrowed, yeah, grass windrow, or whatever, no, grass windrow really, yeah. Right, so we now need to shift everything off this field that we've shoved onto the fields. Right, okay, so let's move the silver to the edge of the field. And also the lorry. It definitely looks longer grass. The one good news about the farm disappearing is that we can sort of cheekily go on the land a little, because the fence has disappeared. There are some nice advantages to what has happened. Right, let's just remove the cramping out as well. And Gordon Bennett. Oh, and we've put that a little bit far in the field, haven't we, really? I think we might need to redo the field edge, because I'm sure the BI self-marketing is leaning a little. Yeah, I think the field edge will have changed, definitely. Yeah, I think we're going to need to do a bit of painting, so the game knows that we don't want it to be where it is at present. It's a beautiful lorry. This is a real powerhouse. Even if it's not, I mean, it really pulls ever so well. I'm quite impressed with it. Right, so let's do a little tiny bit of fix painting, so that we exaggerate where the field has got to be. Trying to think what we'll use. I think we'll use the grass, the green grass type thing, because it looks the most like the field edge naturally. Okay, Okay, so you would need to, I would say that should be big enough around corners as well. Smashing. That'll do nicely for that. What about, that's alright. This bit here, it's going to like wallop this, I would say. So let's just likewise go around like so. And it is true, this map maker was the first map maker that I saw that pretty much did round corners. Yeah, there was not an awful lot to do. I was quite impressed. It was only, I think we'd already done this, yeah, or the map maker did. I'm sure that we didn't have to do anything, because this was one of the first maps where I saw the fact that this map maker had actually worked with round corners, which is perfect for FS25. Yeah, this was the beautiful map where there was literally, it's just specifically made for FS25. Obviously, there were quite a few converts from FS22 where I think that's no, it's perfect. You just got to be very, very careful, like not to encroach on the actual grass, because it'll overwrite it and make a right mess. Excellent. Right, so we'll delete. Let's grab the swather. That's what we need first. Now we need to stick its header somewhere on the edge of the field. Yeah, we will get some sheds down. I am trying to, again, it might be one of those jobs I do later today. Trying to work on my European, well, actually all three of the... what I'm going to try to do is the way that Giants does an additional i3D that brings in additional objects, so that I can bring in accoutrements, or I could just stick it in the normal i3D. I don't know why Giants do that. I just there might be some advantage. I don't know, but I as far as I'm concerned, if I go in the original i3D, I can see what I'm actually doing and where everything goes. So I think I might actually. Ooh, okay, we might need the tractor to pull off. It's still going to drag us a little, I would say, but not so much. Excellent. May cause a few little moments of grief. Yeah, it might actually, it's true. Let's like not leave it there. It might be a little bit too close with this header here as well, but we haven't got a lot of room, to be honest. Well, we have, but not over here. Let's destroy the old swathing course. So we obviously have rejigged this somewhat. So 41 needs deleting. Ooh, well, we'll still delete it, yeah. So it's still going to be wrong. Okay, so how do we do the courses before? This makes no sense. Right, okay, so fieldwork settings, 9.2 meters, 3, generate. Not bad, not bad. Now then, how badly damaged? Oh, my life, terribly badly damaged. Yeah, that's one of the worst damage I've ever seen. I'm glad we saw it in time. Wow, amazing. Right, so let's set this going. And we can crack on with our jobs. So first waypoint. I'm going to wait as well to make sure it does it, because like the one we did yesterday, I'm not sure it hadn't done a round, but should be good. very wide windrows, isn't it? No, he's got it all sourced. That's not too bad. Right, so then what did we have to do left down here? I think we'd sold everything, hadn't we? No, we can't have done. Otherwise we would be like at more money. Anna Burger. The header, that's it. The one hiding back there, that one's 80 odd grand's worth of the thing without the profit, so let's get this sold and get a bit of well, obviously when you get the little items you go up like a few thousand at a time, so it does take longer, but you're still making profit. Is sort of the, you know, you can sort of make quite a bit of profit each and every day. I really do think it's such a fantastic feature. So remember your lines. I think we've finally hit on the truth that it is within those lines is the actual mark, which we finally figured out. Right, so I think, oh no, there was something we didn't afford, a pro bale. I love this as well. But we've got a square bale. Okay, so let's grab that too. We do need to award the Anna Burger base, though. There's no point in having that without the back it goes on. Always the turn on shed lights always catch me out. The amount of times I keep pressing those lights. 256, not bad. Not bad at all. Right, so I think that was everything this time. Yeah, yeah, I mean, you could buy that. Right, so then, yeah, we want to order the hoe. And also the... We could order out. No, because we've got the slurry tower. We've got the Anna Burger, haven't we? We want the changing system. Its actual base, the Anna Burger base. So we want to find used, continuous, and also the hoe under weeders. Excellent. It does seem to be settling down with a red colour. Whatever editor issue we had a few weeks back, are we going to, like, ask for a square baler? They're so expensive, aren't they? There's only the Chris S. O'Reilly S1 that's sort of quite reasonable. In square balers, they're just such a monster. It's just, yeah, that's why I do love them around there. Always have done, because they're just more reasonable. The square ones are just so beastly expensive. Yeah, there's no really reasonable ones. And I know they are big monsters, but that's not too bad. 164. It's not a lot in it, though, is there really? Although that is quite reasonable. So let's do this. Excellent. Okay, brilliant. So we've ordered a few bits and bobs. Let's get cracking. Let's grab the mover. Where did we leave that? I thought that was where we left it. Let's get this, and let's grab the grass off the fields, being as we've not got a baler. Looks like this field is not far off. We should get perhaps the case. Now, it does look to me like they've made the furrows less. Yes, because I've been saying for a long time, FS25, obviously Giants have done the ground deformation thing, and I've got to be honest, the furrows were so bad, so thick, that you could hardly move. It really poleaxed the Fendt GTA since the day I rolled across the field and could hardly move. I thought, nah, it's too weak. It makes a mockery of all of your low horsepower tractors. Are we? Yeah. We'll just need to like let him do a couple more rounds, I think. What can we do? I think we just let's follow him. We also need to switch on the haymaking. Yeah, it's true. Since that day, I've like never. Every time the GTA, I was working on like accoutrements, accessories for the GTA, and to be honest, I stopped doing it because I thought, no point in doing anything for the GTA because it's like pointless. It just can't cope with going over furrows. You can't use it as a tractor because it just doesn't work. So yeah, I stopped like literally, and every single time I see it in the sales, I never buy it ever, and which to me sort of makes a mockery of the work that Giants have done on that beautiful tractor, because it is a cracking tractor, probably one of the most reasonable like low horsepower tractors in the game for Giants as well. It was to me amazing, but the bottom line is it's the okay. Now I personally think that I could work that one out. You know, it's actually quite possible to like pull past that. Although I'll give you this, it is very close to being on the edge. We all know how particular the workers are about this type of thing, so... Ooh, careful, we don't want to be going anywhere. Yeah, I've got the new Tornado one that's obviously been modded based upon real time. And boy, oh boy, does it really seriously kick some butts. It's not very nice, but it's obviously realistic. So I would have thought that should have been in your... Yeah, you should have been able to work that one out, because we went around that with the new grass thing. Okay. Right, do we time lapses? Probably. It's a bigger field than you think. There are quite nice sized fields on this entire sort of map, and I love the shapes and that. As I say, this mapper to me proved that you can have strange shaped fields if you work with the system, and they seem to be working with the system an awful lot. So yeah, as far as I'm concerned, this is a really good mapper that whose name I would look for again. I think it's a strange von Sversprink or something like that. It was a unique... I'm sure that I'm wrong. Probably totally wrong, no me. I'm sure it was a mapper that I've never like seen since. But again, if this is his... how good he is at this kind of thing, I've got to be honest, I hope we see some more from him, because he is a really good mapper with a real good... I mean, his sheds are phenomenal. Yeah, I've got to be honest, I'm quite impressed with his shed. It's a seriously good looking shed, his cow shed. I only want to put mine down. His looks better than mine because mine's deliberately cheap, you know, with like old, deliberately old things so that it's reasonable. Whereas if you were going to buy his shed, I'd imagine you'd pay like top-notch amounts for it, because it really is gorgeous. It's a very, very believable, very large shed inside as well, that you really could believe it could hold the amount of cows that he's actually said that you could, whereas some of them, my own included, the interior is not very massive. You really rely on the paddock, And if you do a small paddock, at that point you like think, how could I possibly get 400 cows into this shed? Whereas his is really, well, was very large when we saw it before it disappeared off the map. Now, why are you missing that first section like that? Right, I think we mentioned a time lapse because this is going to be a long session. Yeah, so I'm going to say my words. I'm going to see you guys and gals on the other side. Right, not too terrible. Yeah. Only bad thing is we can't fertilise the field because we've not got the base, or we could convert the... It's an 80-metre spray. That's not too terrible. It's doable. We've got to spend more money on doing it, but we could. It's true, we have got enough... We should have enough trailers if our trailer's working, but it doesn't seem like it is, which is a bit strange because last time I used it, it worked fine. I'm trying to think if I did anything. I don't, because most mods like that, they're a convert and you just drop in a few models in. I think I'm much around the fill level, which that is important, but it would just mean it wouldn't show. It wouldn't. So I've not changed anything in the model, so it should be spot on. It's working on other Let's Plays, so it should work on this one. So I thought I'd do a reset. Is it the model on this map that's gone funny? But normally they do follow what happens in the model happens on the map. That is the way modding works, so it shouldn't be like that. So it does make me wonder if perhaps maybe could be another editor. Yeah, there was another test runner, which is the testing tool for modders to test their mods. Yeah, I think I did download it the other day. Actually, I think I was on the older version. It still works. Oh, seriously? You don't even need to go in there anymore. I'd rescued from here before, you absolute wally. Gordon Bennett, you're supposed to be on the inside now. God, it's ridiculous. This is why I should... I know, I keep saying that, like, rock picking, stone picking, is the very worst thing. Let's just get this done ourselves. Gordon Bennett. It is such a beautiful job with such a monstrous machine. You wouldn't... I mean, there's no collisions on the arms, but they still have to reverse everywhere. The curse of FS25. Slowness and the reversing gets you every time. It is. It's awful. It really is. They're mad times. And they reverse so far off the field. Mind you, they were always bad. Even in FS22, they were like... They used to swing so wide, and you think, why do you need to swing so wide? And I'd think, well, that's because they're programmed very poorly by the masters of the game, and that's what they're told to do. Now they're told to reverse a long way off the field. I mean, it is true, yeah. I mean, Courseplay, I just don't get it. I really don't get it. Giants are so stubborn in some ways. Absolutely so terribly stubborn. They are. I've never seen this monumental stubbornness. I mean, even to the point of like making yourself look silly. I mean, this cereal factory to this day is the worst mod ever. The recipe note makes no sense. I mean, I know a lot of Giants recipes are terrible. Either the production speeds are awful, and like it is. I mean, it's supposed to be a game, but it's almost like a sadism from their perspective, or masochism from yours, if you were to like play with some of these mods. I mean, the cereal factory, you're never going to make any profit because it's not set up for you to make profit. You can't. You're going to gradually lose. The thing is, obviously, what it doesn't look like you're losing that because you're putting lots of very expensive commodities into that. That's how you lose. You will make money, but you're not really making money. You're making money by the fact that all of your products that you're putting in, they're all worth quite a lot, and they make a product that's worth pretty much the same, but you're not actually making profit, although it appears that you are. It's one of those mods. I've started now to run the costs through the AI to work through. Which map was I on? Castle de Leon, because I thought that's a terrible recipe, that is. But I got it. What it was the intermediate. There's some productions that you have to put through 2 stages of production. So you buy the first production, and you will lose money. And I thought, I'm sure I'm losing money. If I was going to sell this, I don't think I could sell it and make a profit. And that was it. You weren't supposed to. Now, you're supposed to buy a much more expensive. The perfume factory was 1.2 million to buy. But it makes... the product it makes is 50 grand for 1,000 litres. and it is 46,000 grand of sheer profits. The 4,000 is for the cost. That doesn't take into consideration the cost of the intermediate process, which, Alexa, stop, which does still cost you, but like not 46 grand. So you are making quite a lot of cash, and it's well worked out. But basically, if you was going to use just the intermediate product, it's just not worth you doing it. You're going to lose money, and and I was thinking, oh, this is a terrible recipe. I've usually got not a bad eye for like working that type of thing out, like the cereal factory. I might actually ask the AI that's got a better grip on the mathematics on actually working exactly how bad it is. But I know I'm right, and I did do the maths myself, and I did a video on it on YouTube a long time ago. But you know, just to sort of put my money where my mouth is, just to sort of say, well, hang on, this is not me just spouting off. It really is terrible, and it's true. It is lousy, and that's what I'm saying. And obviously, that somebody at Giants must know this. And the bottom line is they don't care. They really don't care. It's sort of like, it is what it is, and like they're the masters of the game, the masters of the ship, and everything that goes in through this game goes through the mod hub and goes through Giants. So it is what it is. They are the masters, and they do something like Kinleague. The partners were like saying, "Oh, it's beautiful. Oh, it's well, it is, but it was almost unplayable, really." And obviously, I've got to be honest, the partners, I think it was FS19, obviously the early access, I've got to be honest, I felt for all of the content creators that were part of the partner program. I don't know if they were classed as partners at that point, but I thought, Daggerwin, you've done so well. Mr. Sealy P, you have done so well on persevering when the game was so obviously terribly buggy. Certain things weren't working properly, and I'm like thinking, Giants, what are you like? You're expecting partners and content creators to like make this look good when it's fairly obvious that it's a right load of rubbish at the minute. You've just not got everything right at all. Half of the features aren't working right, certain things aren't right. You're like, how can you expect these people to, and they did pull it off. I've got to be honest, they actually made the game look good, but you could plainly see certain features weren't working right, but they were terribly professional, unlike me, who'd be like going, well, this is rubbish. I'd be calling it how it is, which is why I'll never be a partner, nor do I ever wish to be, because then I can tell the truth. Because a lot of the partners, spin doctors, are very good at spinning. Like, just as Giants are, you know, oh, free content. No, it's not. It's not free at all. We all paid for it. It's not free if, like, someone pays for a pass for a year. We've paid for the pass, so how can it be free content? It just, you know, it just so annoys me. Really does. That's not bad. 2,768 litres of stuff. You have started to drag everything over this side. The other thing is that we've got to do really is our animals. So we need to know how big the enclosure is going to be, so we know how big the farmyard is next door in 169. So we can't just build sheds, not at this precise moment. So yeah, it was a bit messy. I tidied it up a little bit, and you've got to be so careful with the soften. It will literally round everything off, so it'll undo all of your leveling work that you've done. So I just did it very gently, and it did actually just take the harsh bits off that, like, it's still a little, it's not perfect. We do need to put some grass down again, but again, we're hemorrhaging money repairing items, and we do seem a little bit short on tractors. I think I've lost another tractor as well. I don't think I've just lost the one. It'll be another, I think it was the Fiat, one of the Fiats I think we had, and we haven't got it now. Maybe one of the Fiat Agris, or one of the Fiats, or the Fiats perhaps. But it will soldier on. We've got enough tractors. We've got the Agro Star and the McCormick. Not the Quantum. That's the Swather. Yeah, that's it. That's all the tractors we've got. So really, we terribly need more tractors. Have we got? Yeah, and the Magnum 340 CVX drive. Now, Let's just have a look. Is that Mack Truckers? I'm intrigued on this one to see if it is. Is it, or is it just literally is the Magnum? So it's a case, or it's a lizard. Yeah, I think it is the proper, isn't it? It's not actually the. Is it? I'm not sure what Mack Truckers is. Whether, well, yeah, let's have a quick look. What his is actually classed as. Yeah, so it's definitely large tractors. And it is... That's the Deutz by Redneck Mods. That's a good one. It steers terribly. Special edition, I think it would say that. So I think it really is that it's the original proper case Magnum that we've actually got. Which is where... I think it's red. It's this one, isn't it? The Magnum series. Yeah, although it doesn't say Magnum series, it says 340 CVX. Is there another Magnum? A modded one, perhaps, is what I'm thinking. There's only the IH Magnum series special edition. Let's have a look. The only way we could do this, really, because it does look like that, is if we grab that very tractor and actually take it to the repair thing and we can see what it can go up to. I think that's that. I'd just really like to see if it is the one. I think it is. I think, because the picture shows it's double wheels, even though we haven't got those. But I am really intrigued because I'm sure it was this... That was the one of those beautiful things that I was looking forward to on this, which was literally about using this beautiful tractor. So let's have a quick look, and then I am scooting. So we've done the field, we've prepped the fields, got everything ready, done the last cut. It's now a matter of going through the winter where hopefully we're going to earn a bit of cash, because I'd like to hit next year where we are doing our cattle. I'd like to sort of sort that where we're ready for that. But we do need to, well, it's got to be treated as a meadow at present. Oh, hang on a minute. Is this one the one? Some of these also do manure. Is this one of those? If we like try and fill this up and it shows as manure, we're actually not as dead in the water as you think, because we can still be good. I do like this. Yeah, I must admit I'm quite... Obviously, they're also terribly, terribly reasonable. I mean, really reasonable. Right, so repair, yes. It shows the picture of the two wheels, which I think is the thing. No, you can't see it like this. It's like you have to be outside. We will go standard. We'll go double. I think that's... no, not... I think 20,000 litres is not too far out of... and let's have a look at if you are indeed Mack Truckers. I thought so. We won't do that. Yeah, it's a no. One thing we will do though is we will stick the engine power, because that's going to seriously give that 74 horsepower. That's be a 450 for 7,500. No, let's leave it as it is. We can't really afford any extras. We're already hemorrhaging money. But I just thought it's a real powerhouse now, 450. That's not bad at all. Let's just see. Can you do... Oh, no, it's the diesel. Yeah, let's do that. Let's just see. Can you do manure? You can. Fantastic. So we can fertilise this. Brilliant. So I'm going to set this going. So the next session, this is also done, and the worker will work straight away. So that's started, and we could... The other thing I've started to do, because obviously I'm not used to this yet, is... Huh? You can't find the field. Well, that is a bit odd, because we can plainly see it. Yeah, I know what it means, really. Let's just see. Of course, we did find this. So we did have the 42 meter course, but I deleted it in my... yeah, I can see it. I think just one. don't think we'll get away with... No, that's... Yeah, so 41, save, 42 meters. Now, of course, this is going to instantly stop one of the bad things. Let's go first. We don't see anything. And go. So Courseplay, unlike the normal workers, have got no such problem. So there is something slightly amiss with the map, or giants have broken workers completely, which is not very likely in all truthfulness. So I'm going to leave it there. It will, of course, instantly stop in a few minutes. So all that remains to be said for this session is thank you very much for watching. Truly do hope you're going to stick with me on this map. Fantastic map that it is. Again, I think it's just had an update, and I don't think everything is quite right, but I'm sure that the mapper will fix that quite quickly. And I'm going to say goodbye for now.